Hello. Final word on the ChickenBacker. Now, I don't have the ChickenBacker here now. It's with the owner, and Mark seems to be reasonably happy with what I did with it. It's now an all-right kid's guitar. It plays all right, sounds not too bad. It's got its quirks about it, but what guitar doesn't? Sort of guitar you can throw in the back of the car if it gets scratched, damaged in any way, you don't care. I have warned him that if he drops it, don't bend on the neck, because I think that neck joint will snap at some point. So right now, it's not worth spending any extra money on it to upgrade the electronics or upgrade the tuners or do anything more. But I do want to talk about the provenance of that guitar, where it came from, or where I think it came from. That guitar, basically, to me, came from a company known as DHChickenbacker. Now, I'm going to put a link for DHChickenbacker, and you can look them up. They're on the internet. You can buy kits, you can buy new guitars, you can buy parts of guitars from them. They're out of China. Some of their guitars, they say, are PRS, but they're not PRS guitars. In the same way they'll say, this is a Rickenbacker. It wasn't a Rickenbacker guitar. And that's my big problem with that guitar. It said Rickenbacker on the top. It said Rickenbacker on the case. It wasn't a Rickenbacker. It didn't play like a Rickenbacker. It should never have had the name on it. Leave it as a generic guitar if you really must, and sell it cheaply as a generic guitar. But because it said Rickenbacker, some poor sucker got ripped off at a pub because he thought he was buying thousands of dollars worth of guitar. Thought he was getting it cheap. He didn't. He got ripped off. Anyway, moving along. DHChickenbacker will sell you a kit. Now, I'm not adverse to buying kits. Here is a 335 kit that I got from Stuart McDonald. Comes from Stuart McDonald, comes with their own book on how to assemble. Now, this guitar itself, the parts, when you see the link to DHChickenbacker, you'll say that's exactly the same box, the same setup, even the same kind of hardware that was on that ChickenBacker on a Stuart McDonald kit that looks like out of DHChickenbacker. So this is a DHChickenbacker kit that Stuart McDonald got, and they on-sell them. The parts themselves, the individual parts, there's those knobs, volume and toe knobs. They're the same cheap ones that snapped as soon as I tried to get it off that ChickenBacker. This comes from DHChickenbacker. But I'm going to upgrade this kit. I'm going to upgrade this guitar. I'm going to put new pickups in it, new tuners. I'm going to put a Bigsby style bridge on it. Not a Bigsby, but a Bigsby style. Now, I don't mind buying a copy, because it's not saying Bigsby. The quality I know is not as good as a Bigsby. I've seen a real Bigsby, and yeah, if you look at those pins, they're not very straight. I'm going to have to straighten those out. They're at different heights. So straight away, just looking at this, I know the quality is not what is for a new Bigsby, but it's a cheap kit. So I don't mind putting this on and learning about Bigsby tremolos. That's what it's all about, learning about your instrument. Now, I'm not adverse to buying kits. You may remember my Les Paul Jr. Now, I took a Les Paul Jr. kit from Stuart McDonald, made some modifications like that beveled arm, which makes it really comfortable to play, upgraded the pickup, put a Wilkinson pickup in there, LR Bags acoustic pickup, my own electronics, made it a string through body, and bit of a sunburst colour on it, new tuners. This is a good guitar now. It was a kit that had problems with it, and I complained to Stuart McDonald about some of the problems with the body on it, and well, they gave me a discount off the next buy. But I took a standard kit and turned it into a good guitar right from the start. I didn't try and convert a bad guitar into a good guitar. Another kit, again from Stuart McDonald. It's a mini Telecaster. It's a guitar lately. Upgraded just about everything except the neck and the body. New electronics, new pickups, my own compensated saddles. The bridge itself, this black bar, I had to move this bridge down 12 millimeters before it would play in tune. That's how badly this kit was made. The bridge was in the wrong spot. If you just screwed it into the holes, like on this guitar here, it's got the holes ready. If you screwed it into the holes that they had there, it wouldn't play in tune. So I got it together, realised it wouldn't play in tune, had to pull it apart and move the bridge down. New tuners, nice Grover tuners up there, and it's now a fun instrument to play. It's great. I've taken this out to a couple of nights in the open mic nights, and it's good fun to play. I don't mind buying a kit and upgrading from the start. I don't mind buying a kit and learning. My violin. I knew nothing about violins until, well, 2 years ago. I bought this kit off Stuart McDonald. Spent a lot of money with him. I now know how a violin works. I understand a violin. If somebody brought me a violin and said they're having a problem with the bridge, with the sound post inside, with the fretboard, I understand where they're coming from now, because I took one of their kits, built it from scratch. Well, as much scratch as the kit will let you. They'd already carved the top, which was nice of them. So I learn and understand a lot more about violins because I started with a kit. It's a good way to start, and I don't have a problem there. Put that down carefully. One of my first early kits, the very first one, ukulele. Little acoustic ukulele. Right from the very start, yeah, I put that purfling, that abalone ring around the sound hole. I also put my own little palm tree at the top. I wanted to learn how to do that. So I thought, why not do it on a ukulele? I put a pickup in it. Upgraded the tuners to good tuners instead of the friction pegs that came with it. Learned a lot about building an acoustic instrument through this ukulele. Even on the bridge, put a little bit of abalone on that bridge. Very nice. And I've played this at a lot of gigs as well with the blue mugs. It's all right to buy a kit. Don't brand it as something that it's not. That's my problem with that ChickenBacker, that it was called Rickenbacker. It wasn't a Rickenbacker. It was exactly as it came out from DHK, with cheap tuners, cheap pickups, badly constructed. It was a crap guitar. I worked on it, a little bit of work, changed a few parts, and now it's an all-right guitar. It's got some structural problems with that ChickenBacker, which means it'll never be a great guitar. So we didn't spend the extra money to put in better tuners or better pickups, because it will never be a great guitar. So if somebody comes to you with something that looks too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. Steer clear. If you want to buy a guitar, go to a reputable guitar dealer, buy something off the shelf where he knows where it came from, the provenance from it, that it came from Maton, it came from Martin, it came from Fender or Gibson or Epiphone or Ibanez. It's got history behind it. Or buy a guitar from a maker. I'll make you your own guitar, custom for you. That's my own little plug. Maple Grove Guitars. Look me up. So it was a good project, a lot of fun. Thank you for listening, for watching, for paying attention, and good night.